It's Week 7 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game.
Now from the great state of Illinois, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Pioneers of San Diego taking on the Dragons of Chicago.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately, 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't,
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Up the middle to Davis. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Urban. He finds his man, complete. That's Richards. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, 3 and out to start the game would have been a real disappointment, so this is a nice job of finding something you think will work and executing it. And they're able to keep this opening drive going.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll try the right side here with Davis. There he goes, right side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Now 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Urban. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Pioneers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game.
And now off to the races, down the right side. A huge play there for Chicago. 47 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense, because they forced a third down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good, as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
2nd and 9 now. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum, because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that. They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Richards. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Looking to throw. Urban. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Pioneers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession. 3rd and 8 as they've got it as we resume action. He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying,
and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throwing on 1st down. Urban. He finds his man, complete. It's Richards. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Inside give to Davis. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Now here's Davis to run again on 2nd. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. A 1st down carry for Davis. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Urban. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Pioneers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
7 yards there and a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Under pressure, and down he goes. So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Throwing again. Urban. He finds his man. Complete. That's Barrett. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and 2, Urban. That is caught and able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Richards. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And a throw right sideline is complete.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Pioneers are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drives 7 plays in length.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. We'll begin up the coast on Chesapeake Bay in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where you see the final score there. The Tigers are looking to get back to the playoffs, and they've had a strong first half of the year as they up their mark to 5-2. In the late afternoon games, all eyes will be on Las Vegas, a glitzy matchup there, where it'll be the Raiders taking on what should be a very tough opponent. And then lastly, on Sunday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and the Dallas Cowboys. The highlights
right,
from the
Coach,
first half,
thank
all
you, and we welcome
one-sided.
everyone back.
This one got out of hand early,
3.
and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag if it's not already.
He had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Right back to him on first down. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
On second down, Davis. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
50 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They go play action here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Barrett. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Davis. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These three tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll run it again here with Davis. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, a give to Davis. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 3rd down and 10. Looking to throw. Urban. They'll set up the screen with Davis. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Operating from the gun, Urban. This is caught. Touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Pioneers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Finding room at midfield. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6. At the
Back to throw again. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back to throw now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown. A great play there. 28 yards.
And the Dragons are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Sheds off the tackle.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play. When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Here's a give to Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
111 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Here's Davis. He'll try and run some clock. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset, and they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They go again with Davis. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet.
And a loose football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have, where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's complete to his tight end, Paulson. And he'll be stopped right there at the 28.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for our visitors, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.